Hi there, it's Grandma Lori. Today's story is June's flower bulb. What you got there, Peanut? Grandpa asked June when she walked into the kitchen. I'm not sure, Pop-Pop. I found it in the garden, she said, running over to him. June and her grandpa were very close. He lived with the family and would tell June and her sisters all kinds of stories all the time. It felt good when he rocked June to sleep at night. His voice was always so soothing. Let me see that. Let's sit at the table and see what we've got, Grandpa said. He set his coffee cup on the table and helped June into a chair. He picked up the ball of dirt and dead leaves. As he sat, Grandpa pulled out a napkin and set the ball on it. He gently cleared away the dirt, pulled at the dead leaves, and held the ball in his hand. This, my dear June, is a flower bulb, was his decision. What's a flower bulb? I know what a flower is, but isn't a bulb what you put in a lamp? June asked. Yes, but that kind of bulb is named after this kind of bulb. Don't they look similar? June picked up the bulb from Grandpa's hand. She had to admit it did look like a light bulb, but it was made of plant stuff, not glass, and it was heavier. What do you do with it? June was curious how this turned into a flower. Grandpa thought a minute. Well, you plant it in the garden under the dirt in the fall. Then you pile leaves and stuff over the top to keep it warm. Over the winter, it sleeps and gathers its strength, so in the spring it pops up through the leaves, and depending on where you live, even the snow. Here in Texas, it just pops up through the leaves. That's impossible, said June. When you plant a seed, it comes up right away. How does leaving it in the ground over the winter help? Let's go plant it, and we'll see, was Grandpa's response. June put her coat back on, and Grandpa got his hat. He picked up the bulb. Let's stop by the shed and grab a trowel, a little hand shovel, he said. The pair walked from the shed to the garden. As they kneeled in the dirt, Grandpa let June dig a hole big enough to hold the bulb. Grandpa looked at the hole and said, "It needs to be a little bit deeper, sweetheart. It has to cover the bulb completely." June dug a little deeper until the bulb fit snugly in the hole. The pair covered it up with dirt and some of the leaves in the garden. When they were done, they sat back, satisfied with a job well done. Throughout the winter, June would visit her bulb. Nothing really had changed. Sometimes it was covered with more leaves than others. Other times it was covered in the snow that blew in and left quickly. One day, June went to Grandpa. She was confused. Pop-Pop, I don't understand. The bulb has been in the ground for a long time, but I don't see any change. When is it going to flower? Grandpa lifted June into his lap. You see, sweetie, this is a time when you must be patient. Remember how the bulb looked a few months ago? It looked like a dead ball of dirt, right? June nodded her head. In life, sometimes things look like a dead ball of dirt, like the day you fell off your bike and scraped your knee and hand. It was a really bad day, wasn't it? June nodded. But now look, no bandage on your knee or hand, and I bet you forgot all about how much it hurt. June nodded again. Well, the bulb is like life. There are times when we feel hurt and upset, but over time, that hurt goes away, and we have some really beautiful times. We just need to be patient while things work themselves out. June was still confused. But what does that have to do with the bulb? Just wait a little longer. Be patient, Grandpa said with a chuckle. It didn't take long. Winter turned to spring. June was looking at the other flowers coming up in the garden when she noticed a little yellow head peeking out from the ground. She ran into the house. Pop-Pop, Pop-Pop, there's something yellow in the garden. Let's go take a look, Junebug, Grandpa said as he pulled it on his jacket. The pair ran to the garden, and sure enough, there was the beginnings of a daffodil sticking out of the ground. Why isn't it coming all the way out? June asked. Patience, my love. It'll be all the way out in a day or so, Grandpa said, smiling patiently. A few days later, true to Grandpa's word, there it was, a yellow daffodil. June was so excited she ran out to the garden to look at it. The daffodil was so beautiful. June had never seen anything like it. It was surrounded by other daffodils. She didn't know others were planted in the garden. As she was leaning in to smell one, a butterfly flew in, followed by others. She was surrounded by daffodils and butterflies. She had never been so happy in her life, she almost cried. June never forgot her grandpa's words about the daffodil. This is what Grandpa meant, June thought. I just have to be patient. When the good things come, they're better than you can imagine. But sometimes you just have to wait for things to work their way out. This has been Grandma Lori. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this story.